What's up? My name is Eric Butler. This channel is called Report and Opine. I am back, and from CBS Bay Area, San Francisco beauty salon owner worries about future after 4 burglaries in a year. So, it wasn't that long ago we had a story about a high school in Oakland, right across the bridge, that thieves broke into twice in 2 weeks to steal instruments from high school kids. And now, a small business owner, a salon owner, is worried about staying in San Francisco after the salon apparently was broken into 4 times in a year. Meanwhile, they're worried about passing out, giving handouts to the transgender people and building $1 million bathroom and spending all their money, on Ukraine and fentanyl test strips and all sorts of stuff. But let's see what they have to say about this San Francisco business owner that might have to leave the city because it's terrible.
I'm Sarah Donchi. So many nights we have talked to small business owners in the city with the same complaints. Vandalism, burglaries, and some say it is so bad that they've considered leaving or closing up shop for good.
Yeah, okay. So how about you ask Walgreens? They closed 17 Walgreens because of shoplifters and vandalism. In New York, they're putting canine units outside of CVS. We're not talking about high-end designer purses. We're talking about CVS. So these cities are completely lawless, and obviously they have no plans to fix the problem, because the problem for the business owner is a benefit for the corrupt politician.
One business owner says she stuck it out, but that crime has forced her to look at doing business very differently. Betty Yu is here tonight. So you've done some extensive reporting, we know, on these small business break-ins across San Francisco. So this time it was Polk Gulch. And this sounds like a pretty extreme case.
That's right. At this point, she's not sure if she's being targeted or this is all just a regular part of doing business here in San Francisco.
Well, she could be being targeted. We don't know. But we do know that San Francisco is crawling with dope fiends, with crack addicts, H fiends, fentanyl guys, trank, all of this stuff. So they're doing whatever they possibly can to get that next hit. So do you think that maybe she turned down somebody for a haircut and now they're targeting them? Or is the city just that littered with dope fiends and she doesn't have a roll down gate, she doesn't have a riot gate, so she just becomes a target automatically over and over and over again? Who knows?
San Francisco. Her salon has been broken into so much. She's not only worried about the cost of repairs, but about the insurance for her business.
You can see that what they did is they came in and they would hide behind this desk and they ripped open the cabinets just
Josie
to,
Lee, owner of La Boutique Salon on Polk Street, said she's been burglarized 4 times in the past year. She estimates the losses and repairs to be upwards of $40,000.
So I am not by any stretch of the imagination going to victim blame here. I think all of these criminals, I think the entire city of San Francisco is completely despicable, but she should have got a roll down gate, right? I don't know how much those cost, but if she's looking at $40,000 in damages, after the first time you should have got a roll down gate and they wouldn't even be able to access this door. Just saying.
Each time they've taken electronics, cash, and beauty products. Her mailbox has also been repeatedly pried open.
It's been shocking and also not only traumatic, but also just like surprising. In one of the greatest or expensive cities, we would think that it would be able to like sustain the business.
Most recently,
No, you wouldn't, because none of the elected officials, no politician in San Francisco, or arguably California for that matter, or at least San Francisco and LA, they're never going to go to bat for the business owner. In fact, they want you out of business. You don't remember what happened for 2.5 years with the lockdown? They didn't want you in business. Now, of course, you might have been in business so Nancy Pelosi could go get her hair done, but they don't want you to have anything. They don't want you to be successful without them. So your little business that you built possibly from the ground up, who knows? They couldn't care any less about that. What they care about is making sure that there's no incarcerated people. Well, they don't really care about that. They want the chaos. They want the end goal of that, right? So you could have a San Francisco politician, or in this instance, say Larry Elder in Los Angeles. He gets attacked by a homeless person on Skid Row, but they don't care about that. This could hit right at their home, and they still won't do anything because in the long term, they answer to somebody else, right? And that's much more beneficial for them than fixing the problems of their community. It's the same thing that we see with Disney and these weird agenda-driven companies. They don't care about the bottom line because they answer to some other entity. I don't know who or what it is, but you think a company like Disney is just gonna put all this LGBT barbecue stuff into their movies. Meanwhile, the membership, the subscriptions are dropping like flies, but they keep doing it because that is not their end goal. They're going to get paid by whatever entity is telling them to push that agenda. Again, I don't know who or where it actually comes from, but it's somebody behind the curtain. I can almost assure you that.
In January, the beauty salon's cell phone was stolen. Tracking technology showed that it was about a half-mile away near Van Ness and Geary.
When the police arrived, it was already like a couple hours before after I've found the incident. And then
you guys hate police, though. You don't want police. They're all racist, right? So what did you expect?
By then, the phone was already turned off.
Like many small business owners in San Francisco, Josie is struggling to get people to come through the doors.
I replaced the whole window and had to buy new logoing and decals.
She opened this space a year ago after shutting down her business for much of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah. So they shut your business down on purpose, and now they can't stop the criminals from breaking in multiple times a year. And you're still there pretending, oh, it's the greatest. And then she took it back, not the greatest city, but the most expensive. Arguably second most expensive, perhaps.
FPD crime data shows that burglaries this year in the Northern District, which includes Polk Gulch, are up more than 30% compared to the same time period last year.
So this is almost like a national joke at this point for our city. And it's we are trying to bring it up. We're making this place as lively as possible. We, as business owners, have to feel like we have to be out here fending for ourselves.
This month, Mayor London Breed introduced a $27 million budget supplemental
and there you go. There you have it, right? All the problems that happen, they say we need more money, and I guarantee you nothing's going to change. But somebody, those bureaucrats, her little crony friends, are going to benefit from that money, right? So as long as there's a problem, they can continue to ask for more federal funding, more cash, whatever it is. I don't know exactly how it works. I can't prove it, allegedly, tinfoil hat stuff, but this is what you see every single time. There's a problem, we need more money in the budget, but then that money, a couple pennies will trickle down and they'll start, some business association and give them $5,000, and then the rest is going to be spread amongst weirdo San Francisco agenda-driven politicians. It's disgusting.
Ensure continued police presence and expand hiring community ambassadors in business areas.
Those community ambassadors, now, again, I'd have to look into this, but these community ambassadors, this was a scam in itself. These people that wear the little city vests and stuff, they're obviously not cops, but that was a scam too, and they were pulling the wool over their eyes in Los Angeles. I believe it was called, I forget what it was called, City Step Up or something like that. Don't quote me. But if you think for 1 second that these people wearing these matching uniforms aren't also part of this weirdo scam, then you're still in the fog. You're in the haze, because every single thing these people do is basically a lie.
SFPD has a staffing shortage of 541 officers.
When I see them, they're very sympathetic, and then they are they do try to help. But I do think that we have defamed the police so much that we now don't have enough police.
Yeah.
Okay, so Betty, when it comes to her insurance, so she's worried about making so many claims that she gets dropped. And have you heard of that happening before?
Well, she said she personally knows other business owners who have been dropped because they reported so many burglaries, so they're afraid to do it. And I've personally interviewed other business owners. That was the case there. But in her case, she says at this point she's making one claim per quarter. Mm-hmm. If this keeps up, she's afraid her insurance company won't even believe her.
Right. I mean, a legitimate concern. Betty, thank you for sharing that story.
Wow, that's crazy. So this woman who shut down her business during the pandemic gets it back open, gets broken into once a quarter, and now she's afraid that she won't even be able to keep her insurance because the criminals will not stop breaking it. So she's going to get the grunt of the consequences for the burglary. So she's going to be out of money. She's going to be out of insurance, and they're not going to believe her. Meanwhile, she still didn't get that roll down gate. I don't know why. Maybe it's something with the building. But this is what's happening in San Francisco. We've had more than a dozen Walgreens close, cars getting broken into every single day. You can't leave the car. I was driving around San Francisco back during Christmas, late last year during the holidays. Everywhere I drove, every single place that I drove in San Francisco, there's broken glass on the ground. You can't park the car. You'll see a sign everywhere you go. Oh, park at your own risk. Don't leave valuables in your car. So that's what they do, is like, they're not going to stop the criminals. They're going to put up a sign telling you not to leave change in your cup holder. So, and then Mayor Breed will come out and declare a state of emergency and demand that they get more money. Of course, none of that money will get to the people who actually need it. And eventually this woman's insurance is going to drop her. Obviously, she should have left San Francisco a long time ago. I don't know where else you're going to put one of these weirdo little La Boutique things, maybe Los Angeles, but the bums down there will get you too. So you got to find a new plan, because the politicians and the police that she knowingly and admittedly said that have been, defamed are not going to help you. Nobody's going to help you there. You are not going to get any help in San Francisco unless you are A, transformer, or B, a dope fiend. And in those cases, they're not really helping you. They're just using you. But right now, like I always say, you are most useful for them when you are strung out on dope and almost dead. But if you're trying to be a productive business owner, member of society, then you are just not a priority. So good luck to this lady. Good luck to San Francisco. Obviously, it's a place that I hold very dear, and it's really sad to see what's happening. And I don't know if there's a way that we will ever, they, them, zim, zer, will be able to climb out of the hole that they've dug for themselves. So, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe.